Hello, I'm Kumar from Learn with Kumar and Cherry Academy. This video is for all of you who will be sitting for the August 2021 strategic case study exam. We have just finished up May 2021 exam. And I'm sure you all will be getting ready for August exam. And you have a bit advantage because the pre-scene is available from day one for y'all, whereas for May 2021 students, it was available just 7 weeks before the exam. So we have almost 3 months now to study the pre-scene and to get ready for the exam. So I'm Kumar from Cherry Academy and Learn with Kumar. And this video presentation is all about how to pass strategic case study. Basically, touching on CIMA Blueprint 2021-2022. That's the base for your success at exam. So I want to give you a few tips and some ideas how you can successfully get through this exam. Right. So always, from the day one onwards, now starting, you must have a very good mindset that yes, I can excel. I mean, that's what we should have it. You might get so many obstacles coming your way as you keep on preparing for this final hurdle exam. Whatever the obstacle that come across you, my student, be ready that you have that mindset. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pass this exam and I'm going to become a CGM. When you read the past paper answers, you might get intimidated. How can I write an answer like this? Don't worry. We will teach you. And if you want teaching, I'm prepared to take you all on teaching on a one-to-one basis or even group classes via Zoom at very affordable rates. And I have already produced many world-class prize winners. And in my panel, I have other tutors also who will give you a support, and we will support you to get through this exam. One thing, from today onwards, you must improve your typing skills because the exam is a 3-hour paper, 60 minutes each section, 3 sections of 60 minutes. And in each section, you should be thinking and writing 700 words in about 35 minutes time. So why do I say 35 minutes time? 60 minutes, even though it's 60 minutes, we have to read the question, the unseen, which is given, and plan our answer, which will take about 15 to 20 minutes. And last 5 minutes, I always say don't write. 56 to 60th minute, try to see what you have written, whether it has come up in a proper frame. Because you must understand that you are writing this to your immediate boss or CEO or some person, you are at a very high level. And that person who gets this, your solution for whatever the problem that they are facing, strategic issues, it should be very readable. I mean, if you and I get an email, if it is very lengthy, boring, no appetite to read it, you will just throw it away. Or if you just think, okay, it's all right, but nothing much of excitement, I'll read it later. But if it is very exciting from the first word onwards, you will keep it reading. And that's the kind of answer you must give it. If you can give that answer, in this exam, you have to get 80 out of 150 marks to get through the exam, not a difficult task. So 20 minutes planning, 5 minutes for finishing, 25 minutes, 35 minutes out of 60 minutes is left over. 20 words per minute, 700 words you should be writing. So you don't have a sort of time to think and then type. Whilst thinking, you must be able to type. So that practice, you have to build it up. And that is why we need to look at doing many mocks during this time before the exam. Examiner hates duplicating the answer in the textbook. We have to be very practical Just after this exam, you become a CGMA member. You're not going to take textbooks to the company and give solutions. With the knowledge, you should be able to come out with practical solutions. So this is what, my dear student, what is expected of you. Answer exam based on the viewpoint of an employee of the company. You're part of this company. This time our case study is about a company, airport industry, company called R-Field. You are the senior manager, advising the board on strategic matters. So you are a part of the company. So don't write R-Field, R-Field, R-Field. Try to write our company, we, that kind of language, that kind of a thing. You are not writing an essay. You are writing a solution to your immediate boss or maybe to the board of directors. So to get that solution, one thing, don't speed read during the exam. Read it slowly. This is why I say that first 15 to 20 minutes, take it, slow reading. Pre-scene, we must read it slowly during this next 3 months. And in the exam, when you get that first 60-minute section, read it very slowly. Try to find out exactly what he's asking from you. Don't think he's the examiner. Think he's your boss. Because don't take that exam stress into your head. What is he asking from you? Note down what is he asking. And then try to develop some points for that one. And then start writing. This is what you should do. So type out subheadings of the requirements as you read the new material on exam day. Don't use the scratch pad because the 60 minutes is very precious. You don't have time to write it here and there. On the computer screen itself, note down what he's asking. Okay. And then see how many points I should write. So generally in each task, they give sub-tasks, maybe one, maybe two sub-tasks or 3 sub-tasks, and they give some marks also. So I told you we are writing 35 minutes. So if the first subtask is 60%, then 60% of 35 minutes should be devoted for that one, 21 minutes. 40% of 35 minutes should be devoted to 14 minutes. Should be devoted, that means 14 minutes. Every minute, 20 words. So if you have 21 minutes, 420 words, you don't need to count it like that, somewhere there. So generally what I do is, if it is 60 marks, I take, for every 12 marks, I take as 1 point. In other words, if you have 60 marks, 60% for the first task, I will think of 5 points. If it is 40%, I'll think of 3 points. And 5 points means 5 paragraphs. So for example, if you're looking for strategic risk, 5 risks. So I write it down on top of the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cyber risk, financial risk, currency risk, whatever, you will write it down. And then once I plan it, I will start writing. Keep your mind relaxed. The answers will just naturally flow. Keep writing on the first point, a paragraph, short sentences is the way to go forward. 5-line paragraphs is more than enough. Second point, another 5-line paragraphs. Not necessarily 5 lines, 4 lines is also all right. So long as it's so exciting, it's contentful, it is to the exact point. Now, where we miss this is sometimes we don't read the question properly. And we go and answer something totally irrelevant. Beautiful answer, but irrelevant. I mean, imagine your boss is asking about strategic risk. You are writing about all kinds of short-term financial problems, what you're facing. Irrelevant. You will not get any marks. So type out the subheadings and write it. And once you write it, delete it. Why I do it on the computer screen is so that I don't miss anything. And I write it and I delete that bullet point. Don't keep bullet points. Keep everything in a safe form. This is how you should do it, right? Once the exam is on, Don't drift into some other requirements. Don't think, oh my God, in the first section, I should have written that. Now forget about it. Focus on what you need to do now. Be very focused on the task and just keep on writing. Don't drift. And one advice I give is, mostly they have reference material. Read the reference material also during that first 20 minutes time before you plan the answer. I've seen some students, halfway writing, they realize, oh, there is reference material. Now you have no time to go and change your answer or whatever. It's time pressed, time stressed. Therefore, read everything, plan your answer very well, put up your points, and then the natural flow will come. You don't need to worry. If you have studied for 3 months, you're going to pass this exam with that much of easiness. We are there to support you all. If anytime, if you all want, contact us, Cherry Academy, +94 77 321 9387. +94 77 321 9387. And my panel with me, Kumar, will give you every support. We will work with your mocks. We will correct your mock answers. We will give you every theory backing, E3, P3, F3, and you cannot fail exam with Cherry Academy and Learn with Kumar. You don't need to memorize the information in the pre-scene, but by the time, if you start today, reading little pre-scene every day, by the time you come for the exam, you will be very familiarized. In the exam, they give the pre-scene, but it's a waste of time if you have to go to the pre-scene unless it is very, very essential. Do an industry analysis, which I will do for you all one of these days in a video. Look at the pre-scene material, do a little bit of analysis, which I will do for you all. At least do 3 mock exams. If you are with us, we will provide many mock exams. Go by the past exams, but don't get intimidated with those answers. They are answers meant to be written from students who should get 225 out of 150. They are extra brilliant answers. You don't need to be extra brilliant. If you can get 80 out of 150, I passed the exam. So you don't need to get stressed by looking at those answers, but just to familiarize the cast of questions, but you don't need to worry too much about those answers. So as I said, for each task, maximum 3 to 4 points. Explain them very well. Justify why you are saying so, why you are recommending this solution, that kind of thing. 5-line paragraph is good enough. 1-line paragraphs are not good enough. 10-line paragraphs are not good enough. Just about 4 to 5 paragraphs. You must answer all the requirements of the task. If they ask strategic benefits and strategic risks, don't write only the benefits. Write couple of benefits, couple of risks. Everything must be done. Examiners reports, anything available, you can read it. But there again, I tell you, we will support you with all that. We want you to focus on doing some mock exams, doing some work, very hard work. I know some of you are coming direct to the strategic case study without doing the E3, P3, F3 pillar. It's a blessing, but you have to do a little bit of work on E3, P3, F3. So we will support you with that kind of theory on the pillar reading. Start revising the technical parts of F3, P3, E3 early. Start it today. Do your pre-scene. 20 or 30 odd pages, try to summarize it into 2 or 3 pages of your own. Industry analysis is very important, but don't try to just blurt everything. Try to read so many things and try to float it out. Only what is relevant, you should put it up. Because if you try to do too many things, you will run short of time and you will get stuck in the middle. Don't do that one. Invest on answer planning for 20 minutes. For each 60 minutes, as I said, Keep the last 5 minutes for finishing. You don't need to underline. You don't need to bold it. Examiners told those are not necessary. So you can just go to the points, write it, and that should be good enough. What is needed is to give a quality answer. And in strategic level, they expect a recommendation. Sometimes it may be for short term, you have to give a short-term solution, but also you have to give a strategic solution. Maybe you're having a problem with the supplier. Immediate solution may be to negotiate with the supplier or do something like that. But long term, you have to think of changing the supply or whatever. And we need to be thinking in short term, long term both. So exam format, as I said, there are 3 sections, 60 minutes each section. Pre-scene will be provided in advance. Already it is there for you all, for the students who are sitting for the August exam. There are 4 exam windows. Don't worry. Whoever who is reading this, who is watching this video, I wish and I want you to pass in August. Strategic level summary. It's a wide scope, fully integrated, both financial, quantitative and qualitative, non-financial. In our answers, we should try and include it. Future and something about the present, long-term decision making, external combined with internal, whole organization, and you should be able to influence. Now, sometimes the directors may have a different view. If you have a different view, maybe about paying dividends, directors may be thinking not to pay a dividend, but you think you must pay a dividend. In that case, your answer should be such that you can influence them to change their way. This is what you and me, as senior managers, we should be doing. We are there to help them to create wealth, and we should be able to influence them. If they're trying to do something unethical, we should be able to influence them to be ethical in line with CIMA Code of Ethics. So this is what you should be doing. You are a senior manager in the finance function. You report directly to the board and advise on special projects and strategic matters. So this is your role. You must remember that role all the time. Your advice is well sought. Your advice is so important on strategic matters and special projects. So our company this time is an airport industry. So they may be about an acquisition. It may be about a divestment. It may be about some issues with some of the customers like our main airlines. In that case, they want your valuable advice. We are online business to create wealth, to create values, and what can you be doing in that role? So as a CIMA finalist, you should be able to support organizational leaders to craft strategy. So it's all to do with the strategy. You should be able to evaluate and manage risk that might prevent organization from successfully implementing strategy. You might have the best strategy, but you may not be able to implement it. So that's your role, to evaluate and manage risk. Whatever the risk, identify and work as a team. You should be able to add value to organization. You should be able to value organization. If it's an acquisition, if it's a divestment, we have to value our organization. So listed company valuations are different from non-listed companies. So we need to look at those things also. You should be able to source financial resources. You're basically at very top level, and big decisions, 3 big decisions: investment decisions, financing decisions, and dividend decisions. They are the 3 big decisions. And in all these 3 decisions, you are a great participant. So in financing, sourcing appropriate source of finance resource. So what is expected of senior manager? The board wants to show them the implications for the business or demonstrate the importance of the advice you are giving. Whenever you give advice, maybe you want to change the supplier. In that case, what are the implications of that change? And why do you advise? That kind of thing is very important. They expect you to show them what could happen, what the knock-on effects would be, and how to resolve the issues they are facing. They must be facing some environmental issues. So what is your solution? It is important that students apply a business writing concept. So as I said, you have to look at from the reader's point of view. It's a story that you are going to give. It should be a lovely story that you are writing. And there are 3 responses whenever some person receives an email or a report. One is, oh. The other one is, Third one is, wow. Now, you students, you must write an answer which is going to have that wow response. So give a lot of actions, explanations, all that kind of thing, and try to work out all good things. And this is what it is expected. Give examples. If you have some own examples or something what you have read about another airport company, whatever, do it. Start improving your business writing skills. This is why we say so important that we keep on writing answers for mock exams. Many students, they say, we know, and I will write it. That's not going to help you. Start writing today and build it up on that one. Improve your writing skills. Because if you don't write anything and suddenly you go for the exam, you have a mental block. I have produced world-class prize winners, and everyone who has succeeded, they are the people who wrote those mock exams over and over again. Sometimes the last prize winner, I think he wrote same mock about 3 or 4 times till he really improved it. And when he got to the world prize, he told me, that kind of repeat writing helps. So this is what we should do. Accounting and finance staff need to be able to tell the story behind the numbers. Don't talk too many numbers. I mean, in our case study, we don't need to do calculations. We should be able to tell the story behind the numbers. Why is our interest rate we are paying so high compared to our competitor? In this our field company, you will see that one. We are paying very high rates of interest. What could be the reason? How are we going to get out of this high interest payment? It's a story that we should give in an easy to digest manner. Simple things. Simple things. Don't put too many technical things, then it's not a good answer. So case study exams are designed to demonstrate the mastery of previous declared knowledge. So in A3, P3, F3, you have got a lot of knowledge. And now it is to put that knowledge into the practical aspect of our exam. So it challenges learners to provide solutions to the type of problems. Now, for example, if your company is a listed company, which is in this case our field is a listed company, I mean, we can't talk about them getting venture capital finance. They are a listed company. They are an established company. So why are we going to bring venture capital and mess around that one when they ask for sources of finance? Because that's not an eligible source of finance for me. So we have knowledge, but apply that knowledge to the particular scenario. Tasks will be practical and applied, not theoretical or academic. This is why the examiner says, don't write the textbooks, whatever the textbook you have read or mastered. Take the content out of the textbook. Talk about Johnston Scholes and Whittington's suitability, acceptability, feasibility method of evaluation relevant to this scenario. Don't try to go and explain Johnston Scholes, Whittington's suitability, acceptability, feasibility. Mendelow's matrix, take it up. If some key shareholders are involved, tell them they are key stakeholders. But don't try to explain that, write the grid and try to explain. Not worth. You don't get any marks for that kind of thing. Remember, you have to get only 80 marks of 150. So there's enough room even for you to make mistakes. Don't worry. Go for the exam. Go with confidence. Start today and do your work. So CIMA Blueprint 2021-22 for CIMA Strategic Case Study, they have identified 5 core activities. You should be able to develop the business strategy of the company. You should be able to evaluate the business ecosystem and the business environment in which they are working. You should be able to recommend financing strategies. You should be able to evaluate and mitigate risk. And you should be able to recommend and maintain a sound control environment. These are the 5 core activities, what is expected of you. And each of these areas, they are the same equal weightage given, 15 to 25%. So we need to have that kind of core competencies developed all the time. Right. So there are 5 competencies. We need to develop a minimum of 15% in each of these areas for us to get through this exam. So first one, develop business strategy. So there are a lot of I cans. So this is very important. This is like a student Bible for this case study. This is CIMA Blueprint. Whenever you write the answer, you should be able to demonstrate, if it is about digital, I can evaluate strategic options. So maybe the strategic option may be to acquire a new airport, maybe to construct a new airport, maybe to take it on concession and manage the airport. So you should be able to evaluate suitability, acceptability, feasibility. I can recommend strategic decisions. Having evaluation, you should be able to recommend. I can evaluate potential acquisition, divestment opportunity. You should be able to evaluate and say whether it is why we should acquire. Is it a strategic fit? Is it acceptable? Why we should divest? I can recommend responses to opportunities and threats arising from digital technologies. We know the cyber risk is all over. And the responses for the opportunities and threats arising from digital technologies. Second one, evaluate business ecosystem and business environment. I can select and apply suitable strategic analytical tools. You have to go by the vision, mission, value statements all the time. I can conduct an analysis of stakeholder needs and recommend appropriate responses. Look at your value statement and see who are my stakeholders and what is my value statement say. And whenever we do that one, we must appropriately make our writing. I can recommend appropriate responses to changes in the business ecosystem. We live in a changing environment. The examiner has told very clearly that he wants us to assume that there is no COVID-19. So, I mean, unless it is very relevant, we don't need to bring COVID-19. But the business ecosystem. Airports need to work in close collaboration with airlines, passengers, the shop owners, all that kind of thing, suppliers, fuel, food, etc. Ecosystem. I can recommend KPIs that encourage sound strategic management. We know we have certain objectives to achieve, so we need to measure it. So we have to put KPIs at top level. I can recommend responses to economic, political, and currency risk. Risk management. So important. We have one big P3 pillar all about risk management. We need to apply those things into our case study scenario. Fourth one, recommend finance strategies. I can recommend suitable source of finance. If they are looking for short-term funds for a short-term necessity, don't go and recommend rights issues and bonds. On the other hand, if you are looking for long-term funds, don't go and recommend a commercial paper. I can recommend dividend policy. So this company has paid a large dividend payout, but we do not know what the policy is. They are not given that much of information. Maybe we will wait for the unseen to see, but If they want to do some changes in the dividend policy, you should be able to talk about advantages, disadvantages, the implications to the market, the signaling effects to the market, all that. I can recommend and apply business valuation model. Strategically, now this company, our field, has grown up through acquisition strategy. So you need to keep on valuing. And most of these airports are government privatization program. So we need to negotiate with the governments. So we need to have good valuation models than different models and have some idea behind what kind of valuation we are going to offer. We don't need to do number calculations, but little numbers we might have to do. Finally, evaluate and mitigate risk. Not the final, that's the fourth one. I can evaluate risk and recommend responses and can maintain the corporate risk register. We live in a world where the things are changing so much and there can be risk, both downside and upside risk. I can identify ethical dilemmas. Ethics is so important. CIMA makes a big noise about ethics, big emphasis on code of ethics. So we can't compromise on code of ethics. So the 5 principles we should know, and whenever we have a dilemma, the solutions we should know. I can evaluate and mitigate cyber risk. Cyber risk is so because airports are totally dependent on technology, and any attack on airport could be very disastrous. I can recommend internal controls. One way to reduce risk is to have right, appropriate internal controls. Recommend and maintain a sound control environment. Control environment is the top management's actions, attitudes, and awareness towards the need for internal controls. So we have a big resource in internal audit. You can't influence the internal audit, but you can tell the board of directors and the chairman of the audit committee what we can get from internal audit. It's a valuable resource we have. So how we can get work from the internal audit. I can recommend appropriate controls, evaluate the implications of compliance failures. Airport companies are highly regularized. We need to comply with all the regulatory mechanisms. So the type of controls, the type of monitoring, all that. I can recommend response to threats arising from poor governance. We are a listed company, our field. We need to have good corporate governance, and you should be able to recommend responses. Now in my pre-scene, I'll do that one, but I saw in this company, they don't have a IT director at the board level. They don't have a legal director at board level. I think 2 key important functions. And if I remember right, I don't think they had good person with financial knowledge in the audit committee. So we can strengthen the corporate governance. These are the things, my dear student, we have to discuss in our exam. And if you can discuss these things, I see no reason why any one of y'all should not become CGMs. This is your final hurdle. Give your best. Start it today. If you need any support, contact us, +94 77 321 9387. We can give you individual tuition, group tuition, via Zoom, wherever you are. COVID-19 should not affect you. We'll give you the slides, we'll give you the mock exams, we'll do the marking, and we will ensure that you pass the exam. That's our vision, to see that all Cherry Academy students, Learn with Kumar students, pass and become CGMA members. In fact, I don't do any other professional exams. Only CIMA we do it, and because we want to ensure that we produce more and more CIMA qualified accountants. Already we have produced hundreds of CIMA qualified accountants. Last 15 years, I've been doing CIMA online tuition. And throughout these 15 years, we have had lot of success stories. Our website is under construction, www.cherryacademy.com. But at the moment, we are www.learnwithkumar.com. And you will see many testimonies. If you want a free demo, call us. We'll give you a free demo for you to know what kind of quality we will bring into the exam. So general marking guidance, candidates rewarded for what they have demonstrated, not penalized for omission. So don't worry that, in the first section I could not write, I should have written. Forget about the section 1. It's already gone. Now in the section 2, only think about section 2. Don't drift away from your focus. Answer which does not address the requirements will not be awarded marks. You might write the world's best answer, but if that is not what the examiner has asked, you are not going to get any mark. That is why I say, read the unseen carefully. Slowly read it. Mark it. Find out exactly what you want. And then write only exactly what he wants, not what you want. Nature of the case study means that a range of responses will be valid. Your response may be different. My response may be different. It's not like the OT paper, we have only one answer. There can be many answers and any answer will be accepted. So this little video, I'm Kumar from Cherry Academy and Learn with Kumar. And this video, I hope it will help every one of you. So I want to wish in advance, good luck to all of you. Today it's 28th of May. Your exam is somewhere in 20th of August. But I want to wish every one of you good luck. Start studies today. Don't wait till the last moment. So many pressures will come in your life. Particularly with this COVID-19, we do not know where we stand. So don't wait till the last moment. Start it today so that you will not get stressed up at the exam. Contact us on WhatsApp 9477321937 or send us an email cherryacademylk@gmail.com. And if you're happy with this video, please go and subscribe to our YouTube Cherry Academy or Learn with Kumar, and we will be very happy to help you all, assist you all. And there'll be many more videos coming up in the next couple of days. There'll be about industry analysis, business valuations, and so many other things. And if any one of you all have any questions, please contact us 9477321937. Just send me a WhatsApp and I'll try to help you as much as possible. We provide tuition at affordable rate, but it's not money what matters. What matters is we are there to help you and to ensure that you achieve success. Good luck. God bless every one of you. I'm Kumar signing off from Cherry Academy and Learn with Kumar, and hope to meet you all soon with many more videos. Thank you very much.